Hi, welcome to Robyn's Roost. Today we're going to make a fun quarter sheet fold flat card. So it folds like this and fits in the envelope flat this way. And it's kind of a fun fall themed card using the Rings of Love Designer Series paper, which is a SALE-a-bration paper that you can get for free. So let's flip the camera down and we'll start creating. So I have all of our pieces pretty much pre-cut here and ready to go. I'll give you a quick rundown, but I will have a instructions sheet that you can go to my blog and print out if you'd like. So the base of the card is a quarter sheet of cardstock. So it's 5.5 by 4.25 scored at 2 3/4, so scored in half. And then you have a layering piece of the I'm using the Rings of Love Designer Series paper, and this is going to be 5.25 by 4 scored at 2 5/8. And then our inside pop out, the soft suede piece or cardstock piece, is going to be 2.5 inches by 4 inches, and then you're going to score it 1/2 inch on each edge and then at 2 inches in the middle. And then our long piece for the base in the front is 6 inches by 1 1/4 inches, scored 1/2 inch on each edge and then at 3 inches or in the middle. And then you have your little DSP piece that is 1 inch by 5 inches, scored at 2.5. And you're going to want to fold all your score lines to get them prepped for gluing. Did I mention the size of this piece? I think I forgot. And this one is 2 by 3 and then scored at 1.5. And this one, because it's a little bit short, I like to keep it up, not glued centered up and down when I glue it. So then we have our two pieces that are for our greetings on the back, and they are 2.5 by 3 3/4, and we'll do a little stamping on one of those. Now I have all my die cuts cut out here. These are all from the tree ring dies, and let me just pull them in here. And I did want to show you too, this is something I do in my die. I leave my dies in my packets, they come in, and then I have these envelopes that I just stick all the extra ones. You know how sometimes you cut them and then you don't use them? So I like to leave those right in with my dies. And this die set actually has a matching embossing folder. So they come as a set when you buy it. And you can actually cut the rings out and emboss them at the same time. So if you lay these in here on the correct side, there, it just kind of like, it'll seat right into the grooves in there. You'll put your paper on, close it up, and then run it through, and it will actually cut and emboss at the same time. So just to kind of make one step a little quicker. And then all of my little pieces that we're using for the little sprig designs come from here as well. The acorn, the bottom of the acorn can actually be the top of the mushroom. That was kind of cute. And then I'm not using these little star designs, but you can do those on the center of the log slices so that they look like they're I don't know, kind of like they're cracked in the middle, or a little star in the center of the log. And then I'm also using the Charming Sentiments stamp set, which has 17 really nice greetings, and then it has a die set, the Sentiment Silhouettes. I can never keep all the names straight. That matches and will cut out the words. So if you've watched any of my other videos with this set, you might have noticed I take a pen and I draw lines around before I take any of them off so that I can put them back. And like I said, I just use my envelopes that they come in. I don't have any special storage containers. And then as I'm using them, I will write the greeting name on the spot where the die goes, so that the next time I don't have to try to guess which outline is which stamp's greeting. It also has some fun flowers and candles and hearts and stars. So it's a really fun fun greeting set with the matching dies. Now I've already glued my my little sprigs together. What I did to make it easier to glue these onto the card base is I've just taken and punched out a little circle. I don't know, it's maybe a 1/2 inch, I'm not sure. I'm not a very good judge of size. But then I just put a dab of the liquid glue onto the circle and then laid the stems into it. So I have them all ready to go. And I did color the little berries on the one sprig has berries on it just to give it a little color. And then for my acorn, I just cut a strip of crumb cake cardstock and then glued my acorn onto it. And this way I will glue him kind of so he stands up behind all of these. And we can go ahead and do that right now. I don't want to get him too tall so that when he's when the card folds, he sticks over the height that it'll fit in the envelope. But let's see. But I do want it to stick up over the other things. So right about there. Just set that off to the side. Oops, if I can get it off my fingers. So now let's go ahead and start adhering our card layers. Now I want to adhere these so that when it's folded, it will not bunch up. And this is a tricky part. It took me a couple cards to get this right. And hopefully I have it right now. So we're just going to center it on this side, you know, so it's even all around. And then close it. Make sure that's pushed right into the crease. And then we'll go ahead and open it and add our adhesive on the other side, and then go ahead and close that. Now hopefully we have that into the crease so that it's not going to buckle or make any weird crumples. Okay, I think it's pretty good. And then these ones are, we're going to do the same thing, only the opposite direction. So we'll just center this. And if these are a little bit too long, you can always snip them off with the paper snips when you bend this back. There's that one. Now this one, we're just going to do the same thing, except I'm going to leave it a little bit more up to the top and not center it. I'm not quite sure why I have the measurements quite the way they are, but so then we have all of our base pieces ready to put together. Now I like to put my my pieces in first and then add those later so that I can make sure I have them in the right spots. So what I'm going to do, I want to have him even with the bottom like this, and then sticking out about a 1/2 inch. You can even use your grid paper if you want to line that up. You can see, you know, 2 of those little lines is a 1/2 inch, and then you're going to glue, add glue just to the tab, you know, that little tab. So we'll go ahead and put that on there, have that square. then we're going to add some more glue on this side and close the card. This way you know it will close for you and everything should line up. So then we're going to do our outside one, and this is going to be, not sure if you can see here, it's going to line up on the bottom and with the edge. So we'll just put our glue on here. Make sure your designs are all in the correct orientation. I'm going to put that right like that. And then we're going to add the glue on this side. And go ahead and close it. So there we've got our card base all ready to go. And then we just need to add our little decorations here. And when you add these, you need to make sure that you have them so that everything will close before you get it too nailed down and firm, right? Okay, now we'll just glue up our greetings that are going to go on the front. And these have little notches that you can match up. And I've cut these twice, I think. I'm not sure if I showed you that. Let's see. The tree ring dies, there's the big die that will cut everything out. And then there's these other dies that cut out this inside. So they layer inside of these big ones, so you can have the two colors. And like I said, they have little notches. You can use that to kind of line up where your pieces go. See the little notches here? Let's see. See, there's these little notches. And of course, you have to get the right inside that matches the correct outside, if that makes sense. And then we're going to pop these up with dimensionals. Now you could, of course, pop the whole thing up with dimensionals on here. Now when you put these on, you want to make sure that they don't go past the bottom. And you only want to put adhesive on no more than that 1.25 inches, right? Now watch me do it wrong. Okay, so we want it on this half. You laugh when I tell you that, but it is so easy to put the adhesive on the wrong half, having done that several times in the past. Okay, and then same thing on this side. There are ways to fix that. You can add another piece behind it, or you can just make another log ring. And then we have our pieces on the back. Now for this card, I'm going to leave one totally blank so that I can write on it. And the other one, I'm going to grab this wishing you everything wonderful because you totally deserve it. So this is a thank you card. And if you ever have trouble with your photopolymer stamps, as far as, you know, seeming like they get crooked when you mount them, lay them down on paper and then pick them up, because they do kind of wiggle and mush sometimes, right? So they'll relax when you lay them down, and then you can just pick them up. We'll pull in our suede ink again. That's what I used for the other greetings. When you ink up your stamps, it's better to just lightly tap and then look at it and make sure that you have ink where you want it and not around the edges, so you don't end up with a halo. If you mush it down hard, that's when you get ink on the places where you don't want it, and then it'll transfer onto your paper as a halo around your stamp. And the best way to learn how to stamp well and ink up your stamps is to do it. Just start doing it. Don't be afraid of your paper or your ink or your stamps. Just use them and you will get better at it. So we're going to put this on the one side and the blank one on the other. And then anytime you use adhesive, you want to burnish it good. Just make sure your ink is dry when you do that. So there is our pretty fold flat, pop out quarter sheet fun fold card. So hope you enjoy and have fun making this card. Thanks for stopping by the Roost, and if you need any supplies, be sure to check out my store. Oh, and also remember, I will have a link for my blog post if you want to go on and print out the instruction sheet for this card. You guys have a great day.